We start at 5 o'clock. We have team members that come early, probably 3 o'clock, get things set up, get things ready. We go out and like invite people in off the street to come in. We get people in, we get them a drink, we get them seated. We welcome them. Hey, first time guests, we're great to see you. Have people fill out welcome cards. We want to pray with you, we want to pray for you. If you have anything that that you need, let us know. And then kind of briefly explain what we're doing, which is we want to be part of the community. We want to be able to provide something that's a tangible need and a spiritual need. Community dinners, tangible. Sandwich Saturday, tangible. It's just food. We provide food, something for the body and something for the soul. We sit around round tables. We specifically made sure we ordered round tables because we want to sit around the table, so you don't have your back or have to constantly turn and look, because we want to sit together like in a family setting. We want to be able to see people right where they're at. We heard all the time in my father's kitchen about, you're not invisible. And I want to take that because that's how we are too. You're not invisible, you're important. Jesus loves you, died on the cross for you. And we're here to be Jesus with skin on, to share the gospel and to share with people something that they may have never heard because they're in the streets or they're in a particular situation where they're not going to walk into a regular church. A lot of churches are like, well, just come into the church. Just come on in. But then when they come in, they don't really want them there. And I say that having been in a regular church too, and being part of that, ooh, it smells a little better, but the difference is that, one, we don't meet at a regular time. The dinner church model can actually, it could be breakfast, it could be dinner, it could be lunch, you can name it anything you want. The whole concept is that it's a slow cooker method of reaching people and discipling people. You get to know people around the table and you love them just like Jesus did. And that's really, I think, what really sets us apart. And it's an every week thing. We don't do it once a month. We do it every week. And it's church.
So you have obviously the population is a challenging population. Is that you're in the middle of the city? There's a lot of people, with drug problems, alcohol problems, employment problems, economic. Is that so? Describe that challenge and how you minister to those people, and a little bit after that, just the typical. Is that the typical model of the dinner church being in the inner city like that, or just address that a little bit if you would.
I believe that is a typical model for an inner city church.
For a dinner church?
For a dinner church.
Dinner churches in general. Okay.
I can't speak on all of them. I haven't had a chance to go visit those.
Where the need is. So basically where the need is as far as people, some of these people aren't getting meals.
Right.
On a regular basis.
We just had a church come visit us this past weekend, and they're a small community, and they're having big city problems with drugs and alcohol. There's no restaurants in their town. They're all bars. And they're like, a regular restaurant lasts maybe a month, maybe a year, if they're lucky. But they're seeing the same problems that we see inside the city. So the motto doesn't necessarily have to be in a big city or an inner city. It could be in a rural town or village that has the same problems. Just because there's a high rate of drugs in the city, there's small towns that have just as much. The only difference is the population is smaller. Out of people, and there's 75 that are stoned all the time. And they're seeing this, and they're looking for you as a church. They're looking for, they want to break outside of their walls, and they want to start something different where they can actually reach these people and help in more than one way, help them get, you know, one, food, two, they want to see them get sober, so they want to help them with their addiction, and then they're helping them with their spiritual, making that connection.
I noticed like the original launch or the original development of Dinner Church was because that pastor said that their church wasn't growing. It wasn't dying, but it wasn't growing, and they had to think, they were thinking of something, you know, because they knew that if they kept going the way they were, the church would die.
There's a biblical basis too for having, I know Kai, you talked about this before, of having church as in the dinner model from the New Testament, is that Jesus and his disciples, you know, they would sit around, they would have a meal together, they shared their lives together. And it was very much a community focus. They shared the meal together, they shared their lives together. So, which is a major goal of the Dinner Church, to get back to the New Testament way of doing church, correct?
Yes.
I know you.
Acts 2 Church.
I'm sorry?
Acts
Yes.
2 Church.
The one thing that I know we didn't really answer was, you know, like the drugs and like how do we deal with that? How do we
Yeah.
minister to those
How do you
people?
minister to those difficult population?
It is, and
You know, I
the
mean,
one
all
thing-
populations are difficult in their own ways. So.
Right. The one thing that we've had to kind of learn with this is like that we just need to love them every time they come, you know.
Love them where they're at.
And he's very forthright. What drug of choice? Like he has no problem with asking people like, what is it that you're dealing with?
Yeah.
The one thing that we haven't figured out yet is how to connect them with. You know, we need like
rehabs.
I guess probably flyers or contact information.